Hi, this is Camera Collection, and I'm going to show you another new camera. This one is called the Ligero69, and it is a 3D printed camera body. So in an earlier camera collection, I had shown the Mamiya press camera, and the Mamiya Secor lenses are sought after because I think their quality is really great, but also they have the built-in focus adjustment, so you don't have to try and put something together using large format lenses, and it has the coverage of medium format. So this is a 6x9 camera that basically uses most of the parts of the Mamiya press camera, but actually in a smaller form. What I'm going to lose with putting this together is the rangefinder function in the Mamiya press camera. Without that, I'll have to focus using the zone system. So I'm going to measure my focus or guess what my focus is and set the lens to that. Use depth of field if I want to have any foreground or background be sharp as well. The person that I bought this from online, I'll put the link in the description, prints these off and finishes them so they're nice and clean and ready to be used. They add some hardware, tripod mount, so it should be pretty straightforward. I have a 50mm lens. The 50mm 6.3 is a wide angle lens for the 6x9 format, so that should be a really great addition to this. It has this sort of bayonet mount, and then there is a retaining screw here that I'm going to use an Allen wrench to tighten, but it's pretty straightforward. I take the lens. Which way is the bottom? Oh, there it is. All right, and this is the bottom of the lens. Have I done this before? Only once. There we go. So really the lens is in there, and the screw itself is really only to prevent me from unhinging that bayonet mount. So it's not really holding the lens in. The flanges themselves are holding the lens in. So now I've just mounted that lens on there. My next task is to actually put the magazine on there. So I'm going to take the magazine off of my press camera. So this is a removable magazine, not quite as elegant as the Hasselblad magazine, but it does get the job done. It has a removable slide, so I will be able to protect my film in between shots if I were to accidentally open the shutter or anything like that. But here we go. So loading the film, that's exactly the same. And I could have multiple removable backs if I wanted to pick a couple more of these up or another one up for color in black and white and switch between them. That's definitely an option. All right, so this just simply fits into place. Make sure we're all lined up, okay. And there we go. And then this 3D printed portion here slides over slightly. There you go. Slides that into place. And I'm going to use, I think it's a 2.5mm Allen tool. All right, I don't have to be too tight. Remember that this is 3D printed, so if I over tighten, the plastic will break, and that wouldn't be awesome. I should be able to hold this like a traditional camera, and weight-wise, this feels really good. Now, they also included some 3D printed handles with a shutter cable here. So this actually just clips on, and they made two different sizes, so depending on which model you have, there we go, that just clips on and will attach to the lens. So I have a shutter release. There we go. And so now I'm ready to go out and take some photographs. So I haven't tried this yet. Oh, framing. How do I frame things up with this? So the 50mm lens, when used with the press camera, has its own viewfinder. So this viewfinder here, it came with the lens. And if you're looking for lenses, make sure and try and find one with the finder because they're usually more expensive, obviously. Now when I put this on earlier, it doesn't have the same tightening mechanism that the So when I lock this down, it doesn't actually pinch into a pin as it does on the press camera. So I'll have to be careful not to lose that. Now, depending on the distance, to adjust for parallax, this will actually adjust the finder as well. So if I'm focused at 10 feet, which should be pretty rare in the landscape work that I do, but let's say, for example, that I was focused at 10 feet, it would adjust that, and I would look through there, and that would give me some approximate frame lines, at least, for the image that I'm going to take with this camera. So I haven't shot with it yet. This is really part one of camera collection, the Ligero69. So much lighter than the Mamiya press camera, which is all metal, designed in presumably in the late 50s and 60s. Kind of a beast of a camera if I were to take this out and, you know, walk around with it, which I have done. This one, I'm definitely shaving some pounds, and I'm gonna get the same image quality. This lens, this film back. The only thing I lose is the rangefinder focus, but I can make up for that using zone focus. So in part two, I'll take a look at some of the images and let you know what I thought about using this thing.